course, my signal. Hello, everyone. Well, we're back to the Next Chapter Chronicles, and I get to invite my very first power couple, and that's Debbie and Murray Boudreau. And they're in Mexico, another couple from Mexico. I think I've had at least 3 or 4 people on here three people who've lived in Mexico, and the rest of them actually I mostly met in Mexico. So first of all, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Well, I'm Debbie, and this is
I'm Murray.
and we're originally from Edmonton, and we now live down here in Playa del Carmen, Mexico.
Oh, that's cool. And how long have you been living there?
We moved here in 2020, just at the beginning of COVID. And then we got stuck down here because they weren't letting anybody back without vaccines. And, well, we didn't have vaccines down here. And so we didn't go back to Canada until about 2022 was our first trip back after that.
It's over 2 years. We've been here 4.5 now.
Yeah.
2.5 years. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you got started in the business, though, was that before you went to Mexico or when you got to Mexico? Okay.
No.
Let's talk about then, when you first, what led you to start your digital business?
Well, Murray and I met in Germany. And unlike most military couples, we always spent our time together. Like, yes, he did different postings, he did different tours, but we were always together. During his working hours, we were always together, And so when he decided to retire in 2014, we decided we needed something that we could do together. So we tried the campground hosting managers in Red Deer. We were that for 5 years almost, I guess, and or 5 seasons rather. And we learned real fast that really wasn't for us because it was 24/7. You were waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning because somebody couldn't get out of the campground because they didn't know how to turn a lock. Different things. So it's really funny. The person that got me involved in this business was from the Fort Mac fires. That's where we first met her. She was an evacuee, her and her family.
Yes,
and so our campground opened up a bunch of sites for people to come in. So this is where we first met her. That was in 2016. And then 2018, she revisited us, and I just could not get over the shock, the difference in her. She looked like 20 years younger. She looked just fabulous.
Had energy. They were doing well for themselves.
Yeah.
And we asked her specifically what changed. And
she handed me a business
card
and said, go watch the webinar.
Oh, so cool, because most people come to us through ads on Facebook,
right.
YouTube.
Right.
So you actually met, and of course, Deborah was supposed to be on last week, but she had family things happen, and so we're rescheduling. But that is so cool because most people that I have met, they've come in through ads and that kind of thing. So YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, because we do social media marketing. So, okay, you said it was 2019?
Yeah, 2018.
2018. Oh, so, okay, so you've been here for a few years.
Yeah, going on 7.
When you started, what did you have anything that you had to, do to change your mindset, or, because you were doing something completely different, like working in a RV park, was it? And hosting that and going to digital business, that's completely different.
Well, we had to wait a bit before we actually got involved with the business because we knew you needed to donate some time to it. It's serious head time to it, and we weren't prepared to do that because of our
schedule,
managing job at the time. But we worked ourselves to the point where, okay, now we can relax at the campground job. We're almost at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And then Deb and I started looking into it a lot closer. And then we ran our first ad before we left the campground.
Yeah.
You want to carry on from there?
And just before I guess we were between Edmonton and BC, because we
should say we're full-time RVers at the time.
Yeah, we were full-time RVers.
We were hitting the road, and having a portable business was a
big bonus.
One of the reasons why we went after this business.
Yeah, big.
So we're on the road.
Yeah. So between Edmonton and was it Kamloops we were going to? Just south of Kamloops, I think. And by the time we got there, we had one buyer. By the time we got to Nevada, I think we had our second buyer, which was into October, latter part of October into November. Into December, I got my third buyer. And this is all on the road. So I'm madly doing paperwork in the cab of our truck. We'd run to the top of a mountain, get our Wi-Fi signal, send off the paperwork. We did that for two people. We did that for, right? And so we'd wait until we saw that everything had gone, and then we'd run down the mountain, right?
Carry on.
Yeah, carry on until we got into quartzite, and when January was when we got our fourth buyer. So, yeah.
Holy smokes, that's fast.
Yeah.
Well, so you did the training right.
Yes. Oh, yes. And the thing is, we're attraction marketers, right? That's what this is all about. Attracting people like yourself. Well, they saw our lifestyle. They saw me working, because Murray would be taking pictures of me working at the cab. I'd have my feet up on the dash of my laptop, and I'd be going like crazy, right? Either doing an ad or doing paperwork. And so people saw how portable this was. And if you have a nomadic lifestyle like we do, like you do, you need something that's going to be able to pick up and go with you. And if you can't look at it for 2 or 3 days, it's not going to stop working for you. It's going to continue working for you. Yeah, so that's why we fell in love with this business.
Yeah. And now you're down in Mexico.
Yep.
What made you change from the nomadic RV life to Mexico?
COVID.
Predominantly COVID. Well, we had spent 6 winters in the States, and we were wanting a change.
Plus, we'd also come to Mexico. Like we went to Mazatlan at least 2 to 4 weeks, a couple of times a year. So we'd stayed on the west side quite a bit. So, and I always said, once my mom passed, and which she did during COVID, nothing would hold me in Canada anymore, right? Because my kids are military, they have their own lives, and they're on the other side of the country. So mom passed, and we said, we're going, going while the going's good. And so we packed up 8 suitcases and a dog, and here we are.
Veterans have benefits.
Yes. And then, like I said, because we couldn't get back into Canada because we didn't have vaccines, right? And then Mexico decided, well, we have all these expats here that are stuck. Let's do something for them. So, we got a phenomenal deal. And we got our temporary residency for 4 years, and this July we'll be going permanent.
Wow. Okay.
And the whole time getting ready to move down here, doing all the paperwork for the dogs and everything else. My business, I didn't have as much time to devote to it because we were going here, going there, dealing with government, dealing with vets, whatnot. And then once we were down here, we were trying to find a place to live. So there was about 4 weeks where I really, really didn't touch my business other than to answer a few requests, right? And, it just kept on ticking so smoothly. With all the automation that we have.
Exactly. That is the most important part of it, isn't it? Is the automation.
Yep.
Okay, so you've been down there now. It's almost, 5 years.
Almost 5 years, yeah.
That is so nice. And I mean, it was so fun to come down and see where you live. And I remember the first time I met you, Debbie. It was, okay, so because Debbie and I are both a part of what's called the 50 plus group.
Yep.
And
I don't know why though.
It was so funny because I was sitting in the first meeting, and I didn't learn the first time. Okay. I was sitting in my living room and it said, Deborah is inviting you to a meeting. I'm going, what? Who's Deborah? So I clicked on it, like that was a dumb thing because, and and at that time there was a lull in the number of people because it was summertime. And so there was just maybe 8 or 9 of us. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, oh, wow, this is so cool. And you were talking about something and I can't remember what it was, but you were doing some training. And then the next time it happened, I was driving home from Airdrie. I was out visiting my daughter and my grandson, and I'm driving and I've got my phone up on my thing and it said, Deborah's inviting you to me. I'm going, what? And I press it again. And somebody said, turn the camera on, Susan. I said, I can't, I'm driving.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And so I feel like I've known you since almost since I started.
Yeah.
I started I think it was end of August, but I wasn't doing the same thing as everybody else. I was on my own way. And I didn't start until, so it was summertime. And then when I went home and all of this was going on, it was different anyway.
Yeah.
So what do you think has helped you with your mindset then? You've gone through military, you've gone through RV living, now you're living in Mexico. Do you feel like there's been some great books you've read, or do you? Okay, The Magic. Okay, so I think that's it's a book that we all should be reading, and it's a book that's recommended to us, really.
Yes. Oh, right from the very beginning. As soon as you go into your training, as soon as you make your choice to come in with us, one of the first things we tell you is read The Magic. Follow the 28 days. Read The Secret. And right now, what we're doing is reading The Best Years of Your Life by Debbie Ford. Because it's all about. You think, oh, well, I'll read it once. No, you don't read it once. I do The Magic twice. I do it January 1st and usually around July or August. I'll do it again. And I go through the whole 28 days. Yeah. And then sometimes, like, if I feel I'm lacking someplace, in the back, there's 4-week exercises for relationships, for money. I can't remember what they're all. Your future. So, if I feel, a little discombobulated, can't get a hold of Jamie, I go into The Magic and I'll do one of my 4-week exercises to get my head straight, or I talk to somebody. And that's the beauty about this business. There's always somebody to talk to. We're global, know.
Our community is so strong.
Diversified. And diversified.
Isn't it? And diversified. I love that part of it. I mean, just this morning, I don't know if you were in that morning 5 a.m. for me meeting.
Yeah. And I applaud you for that.
Well, and Coach Jell is the one that's running it, and she's in Papua New Guinea, I think. So it's evening for her. Or she's in the Philippines.
Yeah, Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea, yeah. So I mean, it's so different. I think that's one of the strengths of our community, and I love to learn from younger people too. So So let's just move on to how you're seeing your next chapter in your life. So what are your goals and dreams for the upcoming years?
I plan on hitting 2 new ranks this year by December 31st. That's my goal. I plan on hitting 1 come July, hopefully for my 71st birthday. So if anybody says to you, I'm too old for this, yeah, they're just giving you something to shovel, right? Because age is just a number.
It is.
Seriously.
It is. And what did I just write down? I think this came from Jamie. I wrote it on a sticker. Time is an illusion. And that was that from Jamie? I can't remember. Somebody just recently said that. Jamie is one of our coaches. And either it came in a book that he recommended, or it came in a course that he did, or something. I don't know where it came from, but
I believe it's from Tasha Silver, one of hers. I believe it is.
Yeah. Time is an illusion.
Yeah.
And
excuse me, I just unplugged myself.
Oh no. So I mean, if we want to say we're too old, we're too old.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
We are not too old. I'm in my 60s.
Yeah.
You're in your 60s.
70s. Honey, I'm 70.
I'll be 70 now.
Yeah, I'm 70.
Okay, there we go. So, and I mean, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. So, okay, you've got your goals set for this year. That's terrific. Yeah. And if you could give one piece of advice, this is our last question because we're running over 15 minutes, but you could give one piece of advice for someone considering this journey, what would it be?
Do your due diligence. Make sure it's for you. Make sure you're ready to make a commitment, because this is a commitment. It's like having a franchise of McDonald's, only it's not going to cost you $1 million. And you're going to see money before your 5 years, because with McDonald's, first 5 years, you see no money. All you do is pay. So you better have a good bank account to back you up there. But with us, it's all about commitment, mindset, and believing in yourself.
Stay positive.
Yep.
Stay positive.
There's setbacks that we're going to come across, that everybody comes across, and don't let that be the guiding factor that causes you to go off your trail, as it was.
Oh, perfect. Okay, this is gold. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Love having you guys. I can't wait to see you again. I hope you come to San Diego, but if you don't, I will be coming to Mexico. So,
well, yes, November.
I know.
We have dates now.
You do? Oh, so awesome. So if anybody's listening, now, first of all, if anybody's listening and you are looking at this later and you're wondering, okay, what am I going to do? Just message Debbie and Murray or message me, and we would be so happy to get you plugged into this, get an idea of what's going on, because we want you to look at it. We're not expecting you to sign up right away, but you know, we want you to do your due diligence, have a look, and we've got a great webinar for you to watch. And we've got 5 streams of income. It takes a little bit of time, but we also, it's all automated. And as Debbie said, she had to go 4 weeks without having much time to work on the business, and her business kept running. So,
just clicking along.
And then if you join, maybe we can see you in Mexico in November 2025.
Yeah.
We'd love that.
Oh, that'd be perfect. We had such a good time this last year.
Thank you so much, Susan, for giving us the opportunity to have a chat. This is great.
Yeah.
Oh,
we really appreciate it.
Okay. Love you both.
Love you too. Take care. Bye.